Good morning and welcome. I'm doing a video for Substack and I'm also going to post this on YouTube. I have had many thoughts over the past few hours with regard to Tyler and company with the adoption, also Amber and her situation with Leah. Oh my God, I could go on for hours. But I wanted to address Substack. I like the app. I feel like it's an educational tool for me. I can post when I want to. There's no requirements. Unlike TikTok, unlike Favorited, unlike Twitch, there's no meat and potatoes where you have to do this, you have to do that with your algorithm. I'm sitting here having coffee. And I got dressed today because I'm going out. But I really enjoy listening to Ricki Lake. I really enjoy her perspective with her videos, with her live content, etc. I do admire Rosie also, but there are things I don't agree with politically with both of these ladies, even though they're talented in their own right. There's things I agree with and disagree with regarding TikTok. I believe TikTok is a good platform when it's used properly. But I also think some of the creators are two-faced. It's the best that I can do, two-faced. Because some people say that they're not in it for the money, but yet turn around and go make paywall content that can be found for free on other platforms. So I get really discouraged and somewhat disgruntled with some people, and I believe it's rightfully so. I have issues with people doing something and saying they were going to do another. And I don't know if it's based on what I've been through in life or just in general. I feel like some people are saying one thing and doing another. I normally err on the side of caution when it comes to my content. But lately, since I moved into my apartment, I feel like I'm more open to say what I want to say, do what I want to do, and have the security of living at home as well still. Today, I'm going to focus on writing, knitting, etc., just keeping my mind motivated towards doing good things. And I wanted to address the fact that Val Kilmer did indeed die yesterday. It is not an April Fool's joke. Nor do I think the Code Blue in Philadelphia was an April Fool's joke. Because I actually had to have the heat on in my bed. And also the heat on in the apartment. Both of which are now off. But still. I just got an alert from Substack that Ricki Lake may be live again. I don't know if that's true or if someone just shared the live as it recorded. So, she did mention something about Cory Booker, which is a Democrat from New Jersey. How in God's green earth can someone speak for 25 hours. I'm not going to go find out. I don't want to give it the attention. Nor do I want to really give the attention to much of Teen Mom right now. Even though a lot of my content lately has been about Teen Mom, has been about my ex-relationship, has been about my past. But, yeah. There's things I want to share, there's things I want to work through on my own, and I'm going to work through it. I'm not going to post as much about my personal life as I used to, I don't think. Unless there's a reason to. But right now I'm working on a 30-stitch project in some leftover yarn that I don't have any more of, I don't think. But will it end up into a scarf? Will it not? We will see. Because I'm liking how it's coming out. It's not driving me bananas yet. So, we will see. There is yarn that I would love to get, but my bins are full, and that's okay. There's that situation with the Charging My Crystals yarn that I was going to purchase on eBay. I went to go look at it again after I had the money to do so. She was selling the yarn that she told me she was reserving for me. So I was going to purchase 18 skeins of Charging My Crystals. Big Twist from Joann's. And there's a story behind that as well. That I love purple, gray, black, and white. I can't work with solids very often, but I love certain colors. And I was going to scarf up, pun intended maybe, that yarn and make something out of it. But I found out that she was selling that yarn, so I abandoned that idea. So I'm not purchasing any more Big Twist, and I'm not going to be looking for any new brands to add to my collection right now. Because people said that there was going to be a revival of the Big Twist yarn under a new name. But from what I've learned, that is not going to be the case, since the blend is proprietary to the Joann's name, just like some other house brands are proprietary to that brand that they're licensed. So I'm not looking forward to any new ideas coming forward with chasing yarn. There are colorways or brands that I've worked with that I really love working with. Lion Brand, Premier Yarns, Hobby Lobby are my go-tos. But I also have some Karen Cake yarn and some Red Heart Ogo. But the Red Heart Ogo and the Karen Cake are specific ones I will work with. The Mandala Ombre, which is, I have 2 out of 36. No, 3. 3 out of 36. So I love that yarn. But if you ask if I work with solid yarns. I only have 2.5 cubes related, reserved for that. And it's either Hobby Lobby or Big Twist. So there's that situation. I don't work well with solid yarns. I love self-striping yarns also. That's a majority of what I work with. And also the variegated is my favorite. And I have different brands that I love the variegation for, or with, or however you want to say that. So I'm looking forward to the coming days just to see what pops off with TikTok and Lemon8. I actually use Lemon8 more than I use TikTok because I post on Lemon8. It dupes over to TikTok. Let's see if it continues. If it goes down, I have PixelFed. I have Instagram. And that's what I'll use. Because I'm very concerned about my algorithm. And I don't know why. I don't like the fact that I don't get any views or barely any attention at all on Instagram. But I do indeed, when I make a comment on something on Instagram, regardless of the account, I post it as a thread so it gets more attention. So we've almost talked for 15 minutes, which is pretty good, considering I have the camera on today. And I don't feel like I'm repeating anything. But with that said, I am going to end this at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. I will talk to you later.